and then I was asked to be tutor. They then brought the Auckland school. They used to have so many students coming up to Auckland. That had never really happened before. I think they all trained in Dunedin, and then they came to Christchurch and Auckland for 6 months. They asked me to do it, and I said, I can't do it. I haven't had the 2 years training that you have in England to do this. And they said, well, never mind. You know, it'll be written out to you what you're to do, and you're going down to Christchurch, to Dunedin, for a week, I think it was, so that you'd have a training and know how to train them. Well, when I went down there, it was like Guy's Hospital all over again. It was exactly the same, almost the same demeanour of the tutors. So I felt quite at home about that, but I always felt that our tutors had 2 years training, and I felt quite nervous about it, actually. But however, apparently it was a success, and they all got through okay. I had photos on them. There were 12 of them. I was pregnant, but it was okay. I managed to stay there and didn't leave until the August, and the child was born in October. But that was really interesting, and I really enjoyed it. And we had to visit Avondale as it was then, just as it was, with people with post-natal depression screaming. It was very, very graphic. He brought a man with, I've forgotten what the diagnosis was, but the superintendent brought this patient in to us and the students and said, would you like to tell these students, you know, about your history? No, he said, I don't want to tell them. And turned round and, you know, really. And I thought, I agree with you. I wouldn't have done this. I don't think this is tactful at all. And so he was most cooperative, and in the meantime this woman was screaming, and we found out it's because they said it was postnatal depression. I thought, this is not good for me, and it's probably not good for them. That was my experience of Avondale. And we had quite a chat about it afterwards, and had to sort of recover from that a bit, I think. And then I went to Green Lane and Middlemore. Because I was tutor, we went to all those places. And the other one we went to, of course, was the Wilson Home over in Takapuna, which was really for people with physical disabilities. And now then they turned it into somewhere where it's actually mental disabilities as well. That was a wonderful place. I loved that, and going down on the beach with the gantry thing they had, that was really exciting, and I was thrilled to see what the children had and the education they had. So being a tutor enlarged my knowledge of all that was going on in Auckland enormously. Auckland was always short of money. Hamilton always seemed to have plenty of money. People didn't have to work such long hours. Hamilton always seemed to have a good time. Auckland was always struggling. And then I got married and got involved with Play Centre and the starting of that. And then my husband had a coronary, and I still didn't work, not at physiotherapy. And then we went to England in 61, 63, and I took a job, part-time job there at the local hospital. Similar setup to what I'd done before I'd even thought of training in hospital. They were so short-staffed, and the facilities were so bad that I dreaded going to work. The program I had for a part-timer was 9 o'clock till 3, and the number of wards I had to do, and the outpatients who came delivered by the ambulance, was absolutely horrendous. I couldn't believe the standard was so dreadful. The ambulance driver would put the patients on slings, as it was then, but never correctly. And I would come back about 2:30. They would be collected at 3, and I would have to rush round in that half hour and do something. It was the most awful experience I have ever had. And I was very upset to see what it was like in Red Hill, which was the place I'd started. However, you know, I had to have a job, and I had to do it, and I did it. But I wasn't happy at all. Then we went to Evesham, and I worked at the Worcester, I think it must have been called the Royal Worcester Hospital there, and I worked there part-time. That was a much better standard. The woman in charge was 60, and I thought she was a bit old, but she was a kind old soul. You know, at 30 you're not so understanding and tolerant. That I enjoyed, and I think the standard was quite good there. And while I was there, I did a course on antenatal and postnatal physiotherapy. I don't know what made me do it, except that guys, we had done no antenatal or postnatal physiotherapy at all. And as a woman that had had 3 children in 2.5 years, I realized that there was something physiotherapy could do.